Assembly of your Intex sand filter is easy, but requires some special attention to location for proper operation. Follow the steps in this video and in the manual to avoid having to move the filter after it is heavy with sand. It is best to have a team of 2 people for setup. Provide a level, stable base free of vibration. Place the sand filter so the water inlet and outlet can be easily connected to the pool, and the unit can be accessed for maintenance. The motor must be ventilated and not in a damp place. Unpack the sand filter and inspect for visible damage. Contact your local consumer service center if damaged. Unscrew the leaf trap cover from the pre-filter and take out the basket and filter housing nut. Connect the pre-filter housing to the motor with the housing nut and replace the basket and leaf trap cover. Place the tank on the selected location or base and connect the pre-filtering assembly to the tank support base. The water inlet valve must point toward the pool. The product can be mounted on a cement platform or wooden base as required by some communities. See the manual for more details. Lay the filter grid on a flat surface and screw the center onto it by hand. Insert the assembly into the tank and fit it snugly onto the bottom of the tank. The pipe must be vertical and centered. Before putting sand in the tank, cover the top of the center pipe to keep out sand. The recommended quantity of sand is between 88 and 110 pounds. While one person holds the center pipe straight, half of the sand can be slowly poured into the tank. Add water to the tank as a cushion when the rest of the sand is poured. Fill sand between the minimum and maximum marks on the center pipe and evenly spread the sand out by hand. Remove the protective cover from the pipe and wash any sand from the top edge of the tank. Check to make sure the center pipe is still centered in the tank so the valve cover will fit. Place the tank O-ring around the top edge of the tank. Make sure no sand is trapped in the process. Lower the 6-way valve cover over the tank, making sure the bypass pipe under the cover fits securely into the center pipe. The tank O-ring must be carefully aligned also. Check again to make sure the filter outlet faces the pool. Put L-shaped O-rings on both the valve inlet and the motor outlet. Connect the short interconnecting hose between the motor and the filter.
Warning: improper valve and clamp assembly can cause serious injury or death due to the operating pressures of this unit.
Carefully remove the clamp bolt cover and the clamp bolt. Install the flange around the tank and 6-way valve flanges. Insert the clamp bolt into the pre-installed nut on the clamp and tighten it securely with the wrench provided. Prepare both plunger valves for installation by unscrewing the large threaded strainer connectors from the valves. Keep the black step washer in the valve and set the valve aside. Remove the large nuts from the connectors and from inside the pool, insert the large strainer with the flat black washer through the connector hole. From the outside of the liner, replace the nuts and make sure they are secured. Now, reconnect the plunger valves with the black step washer in place. Make sure both plunger valves are in the closed position. Connect a 1.5-inch hose between the pre-filter inlet and the lower plunger valve and tighten. Connect the other 1.5-inch hose between the 6-way valve water outlet and the upper plunger valve and tighten. The third connection point is the drain waste outlet. A hose or pipe, not included, can be used to direct waste flow to a drain. For pools 16 feet and under in diameter, use adapter B to connect to the pool inlet and outlet. Locate the two B adapters and connect them to each of the black connectors on the pool. Unpack the plunger valves. Unscrew the large strainer connectors and discard them as they are not needed on this size pool. But make sure you do not discard the black step washers on the plunger valves. Attach the plunger valves to the B adapters. The pump must not be on when the valve is in the closed position. Pressure buildup could lead to an explosive rupture. The entire system must be connected by a ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI. Hoses must be tight and sand loaded correctly. Open the lower plunger valve first, and then the upper plunger valve. To open the valves, turn the handles counterclockwise and pull up until they stop. Turn them clockwise to lock them in the open position. Uncover the drain waste valve and direct it to a suitable drain. Make sure the pump motor is off, or in the O position, and depress the 6-way valve, turning it to backwash. Always depress the valve handle to turn it. Switch the pump motor to the on position. Water will now circulate backward through the sand and out through the drain waste. Continue in backwash mode until the water runs clear as observed in the sediment window. Turn the pump off and change the 6-way valve to rinse. Turn the pump back on and run for a minute to level out the sand after backwashing. Switch off the pump again and turn the handle to filter. Turn the pump on and let it run until the water is clear. When the media is clean, record the initial pressure gauge reading. As dirt accumulates, the pressure will rise and backwashing will again be necessary when the gauge reading is in the yellow zone. Set the timer dial to the desired number of hours and press the switch to the timer setting. Turn the pump off and disconnect the power cord. Close both plunger valves. Release the pressure by opening the sediment valve on the lower side of the pre-filter housing. Unscrew the leaf trap cover and O-ring. Remove the basket for cleaning with a garden hose. After rinsing the leaf trap and O-ring, reassemble them and close the sediment valve. With proper maintenance, your sand filter will give you many years of service. Read and understand all of the warnings and cautions in your owner's manual. They are important for proper installation and operation.